Hello and welcome to video number 1. This is the introduction to digital downloads lockdown. Just want to say congratulations on grabbing this video course. It's pretty simple and straightforward. What I'm going to do is try to run through it fairly quickly and keep it simple so that you can implement it without getting overwhelmed. So that's what I want to talk about right now. I know a lot of times security or even technology can overwhelm many people. But just don't overcomplicate this series because it's actually very simple, and don't get overwhelmed by the technical. If you can follow me step by step, once I get past video number 3 and you understand, how everything works and the fundamentals, then implementing this can actually be very easy. So let's jump right into the video's overview. I want to talk briefly about this so you have an idea of what I'm going to be talking about, because then you'll be able to speed things up in your mind as you go along in this process, because there is a system to this. So video number 1 is this video right now. Video number 2 is we're going to talk about understanding how people pirate goods. If you have a better understanding of the way things work and how people go about pirating your goods, you have a better idea of what you can do in terms of creating an attack plan. Video number 3, we're going to talk about getting alerted when people share your goods. So as you know, there are many systems out there like Google Alerts. There are other systems that I will share with you that will allow you to search things like social media and other places that may not necessarily get indexed by Google. So there are actually other sites that you can use besides Google Alerts. I will show you mainly the free ones, but I'll also show you some ones that cost money that have more monitoring systems in place. So that way it just gives you some options, whether you want to take the free route, that's fine, or whether you want to go the paid route, it's up to you. So video number 4 is going to be locking down your files. In this specific video, I am going to cover hot linking, which is a feature that is part of cPanel. But if you don't have cPanel, most web hosting companies have this feature unless they have some sort of proprietary system. But it's often an overlooked feature, but very powerful feature. Video number 5, we're going to talk about video protection part number 1, what not to do. Video number 6, we're going to talk about video protection part number 2 and what to do. And these are actually stuff that I use in my own business. These are actually practical, non-theoretical, very applicable stuff that you can apply to your own business. Video number 7, we're going to talk about preventing people from finding your digital downloads and digital goods on Google. So as you know, Google basically indexes your website. And by doing so, a lot of times they will index your download pages. So more on that later, but just wanted to give you an idea of kind of an overview of what we're going to discuss in that particular video. Video number 8 is PDF security. Basically, we're going to figure out how to password protect your PDF files. So as you can see, we're going along, we're adding one layer of protection, another layer of protection underneath this layer of protection. Then of course, last but not least, if you do everything here, and you're obviously going to get pirators to still pirate your stuff, regardless if you do this or not. This is just a basic level of security, but this is a last resort, and this is something that everyone can do, and it's free, or you can outsource it as well. I want you to begin to think of what files you might have to secure yourself. So begin to think about it. You got videos, got PDF files, you got zip files. Some of you might only have PDF files. So in that case, you might only want to do the hot linking and PDF security. And if you don't really want to do videos, that's fine. You can skip the video on videos. But if you have a plan of attack, you really can make your own decision in terms of what videos you want to watch. I would say watch all of them if you can, because you're probably going to have videos in the future, and you're definitely going to have these types of files here. So I've basically made this so that you can create your own attack plan. So let's talk about how it all works. Basically, it goes like this. You have to get an idea of what files you have. That's why I showed that to you in the first slide, so that you can create an attack plan. Then you need to activate basic lockdown procedures, which is video number 4, where we talk about locking things down using hot linking. Then, of course, you need to set up your alert system, whether you do the free route or the paid route. Whatever you do, you got to set that up. Then you want to monitor your site for referring sites that are hot linking to your sites and your files. Now, referring sites, what I mean by that is a lot of you who have cPanel have a statistical tracking program called AW-Stats. And even the basic monitoring systems have this as well. But referring sites are basically sites that are referring traffic to your site. And generally speaking, these sites can be hot linking to you, hot linking to your images, hot linking to your downloadable files. Now, that's not always the case. The majority of time, that is not always the case. But sometimes you have sites like message boards and stuff like that that are referring tons and tons of traffic to your download page. And if that's the case, then that can be a red flag. Now, when you do follow these basic procedures with the lockdown and stuff like that, you won't have to worry about that. But that's just a little extra tip for you advanced users. If you're looking at AW-Stats, that's a good way to figure out what and who is sending traffic to your site. Are they an affiliate? Are they somebody legitimate? Or are they somebody not legitimate? And of course, you can activate more advanced procedures in all file types, which, as I stated earlier, is in the basically part 2, the second half of the video series itself. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need to have cPanel or a web hosting panel that allows you to do hot linking, de-indexing, and stuff like that. You will need to have a Google account. You'll need the ability to password protect PDF files. If you don't have that, I'm going to share with you softwares that you can use to do just that. Then, of course, you'll want to have some sort of watermarking software for your videos if all possible. And I'll share with you some softwares as well. And this is optional. You can have more money depending on what you don't want to do. And this is kind of belonging to the last resort video. If you've done everything you can and you still have people, pirating your stuff, which is very, very likely, pretty much most likely, you can do what we call DMCA takedowns. More on that in that last video. So with that said, let's move on to the second video. And I'm going to talk about kind of a general idea of things people do to pirate digital goods in general. So you have a good idea of what is happening out there, so you're able to create a better attack plan.